Now we have established a mobility summit. We've basically launched a mobility summit.
Today's event, the Urban Mobility Summit Nairobi, was the first of its kind in Kenya and in Nairobi.
Now the theme this year was about moving Nairobi into a smarter city.
The conference today, I think, is a watershed to the extent that we're having players from government, civil society and private sector coming to discuss from the perspective of data on how we can improve, one, transport, two, lifestyles, three, I think there's a good discussion around mental health.
I think the issue of data, I'm not a typical planner. My background is political science and development studies, but I know in planning cities, the most critical issue is data. There is lack of data, and many times planners are planning without data.
One of the really big things that we were excited about to announce today is the launch of Uber Movement Speeds data. So Uber launched Uber Movement, which is a free and publicly accessible website that uses Uber's data to generate insights for urban planners and policymakers so they can make data-driven decision-making to make our cities better, to move them towards smarter mobility.
I think it's critical that we use events like this to see how we can move from talking about solutions to action. You know, how can we start implementing the first BRT line in Nairobi? You know, how can we bring good footpaths and cycle tracks to all of our streets? That's the real change that we need.
So I believe that Mobility Summit is a good event for players in this field who want to know what is going on in this area, want to know what's going on in this area in Nairobi, and overall meet other players in this field. So both from the private and public sector.
So I see that into the future we're now going to be starting to talk more and more about smart vehicles, electric motorcycles and so on and so forth. So we hope that coming years we'll actually continue to do this summit and try to get stakeholders, both local and international, to move the agenda of better mobility and accessibility of mobility services to all stakeholders.